Hey everyone, Marco Gonzalez here with another episode of On the Couch. It's been a while since I've seen you all. Great to see you, and I'm going to let everybody kind of join us. This is a really special live that I'm doing today. You could call it a IG Live marathon with the cast members of one of my favorite shows, The Baker and the Beauty. I have some great interviews lined up for all of you. I know there's fans around the world. Even though the show was not picked up for a season 2, I have a feeling that we're going to have a return somewhere. Some network is going to realize how great this show is, the message, the cast. I've interviewed many of them already for this show here, and you've seen their personalities. I mean, that's why they have such a phenomenal following. It's because people just adore real people, real personalities, and I think that's the message behind this show. So today we're going to be talking to Belissa Vidal, Carlos Gomez, and Belissa Escobedo, and the show's creator, Dean Georgaris. So I'm excited to talk to Dean as well because he has so many things planned for this show that need a season 2 and a 3 and a 4. So it's going to be really cool to hear from him. Maybe he'll give us just a little bit of what he has planned for these characters, because at the season finale, there were so many amazing storylines happening that it just begs for a continued, shows with this particular series. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm watching all of you join. And as always, it's really cool because, we have people watching from all over the world, different countries as well. So if you have questions, definitely write them there. While I'm talking, I'll see the questions at the bottom. So, and also the cast members may also see the questions. And if that's the case, they might just hop in and answer them for you. But we're not ignoring you. So don't think we're ignoring you. I appreciate you that you're joining us. And I definitely want to, to get your voices heard and also, talk to some of your favorite actors and actresses who are on this show. I see, yes, somebody said, thank you for doing this. Since I heard the show was not being renewed, I was so bummed. I'm not going to lie. And I'll tell the cast members, this show represents more than just, a diverse family. I can relate to it. And it's just the way the mom and dad are, and the dancing in the kitchen with the mom and dad and the brothers and sisters, I could totally relate to that. And I feel that a lot of people watching, a lot of the audience members felt the same kind of connection. And also the accessibility of the stars. They've done a lot of IG lives and just super cool. And so I think that vibe was going. And as a result, everybody wanted a piece of this show. And so, so I'm not giving up yet. And so that's why I'm doing this, not only because I'm excited to talk to you guys, but also to bring some of my favorite cast members up here so you guys can talk to them. Okay, we're going to talk to Belissa Vidal first. So let me look in here and bear with me. This is the first time where I've done like a multiple guests in one show. So if there's technical issues, don't worry about it. We'll roll with it. I used to do live TV when I was a reporter, so this happens. So just bear with us. If we have to reconnect, we'll do so, but I think we'll be okay. So let me find Lisa here. Let's see here. I know Carlos is watching. I see him there. So let's see here. We may change order if we need to, which isn't a problem. That's kind of the fun of going live. I see. Yeah, somebody said, woot. Carlos in the house. I know he is. He's there already. So Lisa, let me know when you're there so we can let you in. And if you'd rather me bring Carlos in first, that's fine. I know we're going to talk to Dean after this. I kind of had a bit of an order, but with this kind of format, you just have to be flexible, and we're cool with that. So it's great. Okay, so I don't see Lisa in here yet. So I may bring in Carlos. I hope that's okay, Lisa. I'm hoping you join us for the entire live as well. Okay, so Carlos, I hope you're cool. Are you cool with us talking to you first? Okay, so let's do that, okay? So I can stay on the schedule here. I'm going to bring you in. I've talked to super cool. gonna fix my camera, make sure the volume's up.
I'm
Oh,
totally cool at my 10 minutes. I don't want Lisa coming in here late to the party and like want to
and
break
she's
up the
like,
party
"Hey,
because
we
she's
gotta
late.
cut Carlos. Yeah, we're gonna
She's
run it over
always
time."
late. My wife is always late. So just so you guys know that.
Carlos, you're cracking me up. So good to see you again.
Yeah, same here, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How's your summer going? I know we're only a couple days in, but how's it so far?
Summer's pretty good, man. I mean, as far as good can be, in quarantine, just kind of hanging out, trying to make the best of it. Getting a little wacky sometimes. I mean, there's sometimes some days you wake up, you go like, what is going on? But for the most part, it's been good, man. Just talking to family and, trying to push this show, man. It's really pretty good.
And that's, I'm so excited to be doing this live today, just because I adore you guys as people, but the show was so powerful. And I think that it spoke to so many individuals from all different types and backgrounds, which is the beauty of the show. So let me ask you, what was your first reaction, when you heard that the show wasn't going to be renewed?
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank you, man, because you've been a real support for us. You've interviewed all of us, and it's been great just to have somebody who really believes in the show that can put it out there. So thank you, man. Just want to say thank you.
Yes.
I mean, I had mixed feelings about it. I had been hearing that the numbers weren't what they expected, but we opened during, our show first episode was the day that they announced that this corona was really bad. That's the day our premiere was that day. So the conversation really wasn't about our show. It was in a million different places. Mm-hmm. Also, the fact that it was a 10 o'clock show, this is more of a family show. So, on that one side, first of all, I have to thank ABC for just actually producing the show. Just to have a diverse Latin cast like this was, mm-hmm. to put us on a major network and put the money behind it, because this show was well produced. No matter what happened with the show, this was very well produced. Our music was very good and very expensive because we had wonderful soundtrack to mm-hmm. all our episodes. So on their side, I first want to thank them for that, for just even producing a whole season of a show like this.
Yes.
But on the other hand, I think the problem is that we need to nurture our audience. Our audience is not like, we don't come from one show to the next. We don't have 12 different Latin shows that they can pick from. We have one. So we have to really nurture that audience and let them know you have to see it every week, and you have to, get on that dial. If we had the publicity that we had then, that we have now, we would have had 5 million viewers every week. But we didn't. You know what I'm saying? No. This thing that's happening now is so special and so amazing. Mm-hmm. And it reaffirms to me that there is an audience out there that is yearning for our stories, that is really yearning for our stories.
Absolutely. And it's incredible that, the way of promoting this show during this time, as you mentioned, was through IG Lives. There wasn't a red carpet. And so to have this kind of response with kind of an unusual way of promoting the show,
total homegrown.
It's pretty phenomenal. I mean, I'm looking forward to speaking with Dean as well, the creator and showrunner of the show. And I can't wait to hear his thoughts on, where he believes the show will be going, not necessarily network-wise, but storyline-wise, because we saw a lot going on, especially in the finale, which, it ended. I mean, the ratings for the finale were
huge.
Awesome, right? Yeah. So, news of it not getting picked up was such a bummer. And, there's been support from a lot of your colleagues in the business, Zoe Saldana, Eva Longoria, Alex Meneses. I mean, you name it. I mean, a lot of actors and actresses, not necessarily Latin ones, but across the board, have really come out in support. And it's gotten, some of the headlines I have to read. New York Times, their headline.
New York Times.
I mean, really?
New York Times.
Fans turn up heat for ABC's canceled Baker and the Beauty. Oprah Winfrey Magazine. I mean, these are huge publications who see the beauty of this show. It must make you feel so good.
Heavy hitters, man, really heavy hitters. It's amazing. It makes us feel really good because we felt like we had something special and we worked so hard to make this quality television, and representing Latinos in a positive light was always our goal. you know, and we got to do it. And the audience that is watching it, the audience that is aware of it, that now are seeing it on Hulu for the first time, I think they're going to get even if the show doesn't go on, they're going to get a prototype of what a Latin show could look like in the future. You know, 5 years down the line, that's going to be normal on television. We're going to have 5 different Latin shows with that quality, with that amount of money behind it, that is going to find an audience. We're going to have 5 million viewers. We'll have, 6 million viewers. Yeah. And that's going to be the norm. Unfortunately, we were the guinea pigs. We were the first one out of the gate. Yeah. And because of Corona and stuff, I think it affected us that way. But I'm just so proud of the cast, the writers, the in-house writers, the 5 or 6 Latino writers that were working with us, and for the audience, man. There is an audience out there for Latino product, and we just felt like, where are they? Every Monday we'd be like, okay, we got 2.3 million, 3 million. It sounds like a lot, but for a network, they need to get 5 million viewers. They need 6. They need because they're selling advertising on the network. It's they don't sell advertising on streaming and stuff. You don't need to have Procter and Gamble spend $10 million on advertising, but on the network you do. So it's a different business model than streaming as well.
And you mentioned the quality of the show. I mean, the backdrop, the Puerto Rico scenes were so beautiful to watch. The beach and that party scene that Natalie Kelly's character had outdoors in that courtyard, just beautiful. But I have to say, it's also about the actors. You guys, and you've done a lot of projects, Carlos, but this one, people called you America's dad because they believe. Yeah, right. There you go.
America's couple, because the dad was nothing without Lisa. She's, it was special.
Yeah, and the couple is what I was going to talk about. That scene of you guys in the kitchen on the finale, it had people going, yeah, right, they're really hooking up in real life. And what's funny about that is, we know that's not true, but that's a testament of a great actor when people believe it.
Right. We, me and Lisa both have been in this business for a very long time, over 30 years. Yes. And to finally get a role where we can play actual scenes, where we can have a relationship, where we can, I think it's like backed up. It's 30 years of backed up talent and feelings of being able to have scenes like this, and to finally, because both of us, we played a lot of detectives. We could just, our actor's life is a lot of exposition. Where were you? Where were you on the night of blah, 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 blah? We were at that. Right, and it's nothing about like real feelings and real people and having real emotions. And I think for both of us, we were yearning for that so much. Then when Dean gave us the opportunity to say these words and play these scenes, we just went there, and we all upped our A game from the beginning of the show, from the first episode to the last episode. All of us were on such a high and on such a frequency of talent that we were just kind of like, we couldn't help it. And, and again, just, we're in Puerto Rico. We have a Latino crew who is our best audience. It was like doing little theater every day. We do our scenes and we can tell by our crew if the thing hit or not, It was so refreshing that being able to work, and we knew that we had something special. So ABC not picking us up and not continuing this journey with this show, it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. But again, you got to say the good with the bad. The good thing is that we did it, we put it out there. People have really, come behind the show, and they can see it for at least one season, see again what Latino TV can be like in the future,
Exactly. Absolutely. And, I'm watching these comments. People are
what saying, are they saying? I can't read the
best couple on, I know you got to look closely, huh? Best couple on TV, adorable couple. There's some just shout outs to Carlos. And I mean, oh yeah, here, somebody put, wait, it was very obvious, Carlos, you and Lisa have, you know what? The kids nowadays have acronyms. What is GRWWT?
Oh my God.
Great. Or I don't know.
Great relationship, something. I don't know.
Hey, I'll just take it as a compliment, right?
Yeah. Again, man, me and Lisa, we knew each other before we did this show, and we talked a lot about our characters. And I'm Cuban, she's Puerto Rican, And when we figured out that we're going to put our cultures and our funniness and our eccentricities about our culture into the show, and it could work, and we can do it, that we weren't like held back because, oh, the accent or this. We just played ourselves in these shows. I mean, the writing blossomed, our relationship blossomed.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I would love to work with her again on something, because she's just so talented and just so open, and, you know, and she brings a lot of stuff to the table, you know. And as the actor, is like, acting is like choreography, it's like dancing. You're only as good as your partner, you know. It's about give and take. If she wasn't good, doesn't matter how great I was, it wasn't going to happen, and vice versa. So, you know, to both our you know, our artistic, you know, things, we just gelled, man. It was great.
Well, you're amazing too. We know that. So let me read this last comment here. Somebody says, I don't know why The Baker and the Beauty was canceled. Numbers were so high. We need season 2. Sign the petition. And let's talk really quick before Dean. I see Dean's there, and he wrote best people to work with. I know he's waiting to go on.
No, everybody, man.
Yeah,
you know what? The numbers weren't so high. Let's just make things, you know. If we had Coco numbers, you know, remember the movie Coco?
Of course.
Okay, Latin movie about a family, you know, billions of dollars it made. Right. If we would have had 5 million people watching our show every Monday, we would have gotten picked up for 2 seasons in a row, not just one. So I just want to let people know, you have to support these programs when they're on air, as well as film, television. You have to support them. And we're like always the underdog. We can't just come just at the same par as an African-American show. We can't do that, because we don't have that audience, you know, nurtured to go and support our thing. We have to hit it out of the ballpark, you know, real long way for a network to say, you know what, this is good money to spend on the show. And you know what, this is worth nurturing the show and see what it's going to be like 5 years from now, you know.
So well
so we got to support our product. We have to support our product.
That makes so much sense. People have to support and be there and tune in when it's airing. That's how we get the ratings. So, well,
exactly. And they're out there, because you can tell from this push, the audience is out there. There is an audience. We just have to nurture them and really realize and teach them that they have to see our programs and be proud of it. As much as they like Fast and the Furious, you know, you can also like this program that's going to make your kids proud of themselves when they see themselves on screen, you know.
Exactly. That's exactly, that encompasses everybody's feelings right there. Carlos, so good to talk to you, and I can't wait to talk to your co-stars.
Thank you, man. I'm going to stay on to see what they got to say.
Okay, yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah, I know. Since you're watching, Dean better be nice, right?
All right, man. Thank you again for everything, bro. You've been awesome with us. I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you, Carlos. Man. I look forward to season 2. It's going to happen.
Thanks, man.
All right. See ya. Bye-bye. Always fun talking to Carlos. Gosh, such an incredible body of work he has. And for him to be pushing a show like this, and the fact that he loves this kind of a role is just so great to see. Okay, I saw Dean was there. So let me bring in Dean now. Let me find him. I saw him there. There he is. Hold on one second. Let's bring you in, Dean. Hey, there he is.
Hello.
Hey, Dean, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Trying to figure out the eye line here of this.
Oh, yeah. So there you go. I think you're...
I don't have the sophisticated setup that the cast does with the glowing light.
Right, the big ring light.
Yeah. So
I think your camera looks good. You're perfectly centered. That's good.
I'll be the guy holding his phone during the IG
fine.
Live.
That works. You're your own tripod, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure you're watching Carlos, who obviously adores you, and I saw your little comment there. How was it, you know, being so lucky to get this kind of cast together, to get that dynamic performance that we saw throughout the season?
You know, I mean, casting is all about alchemy and chemistry, and you cast the best actors, the people that you think are right for the role, but at a certain point, you just don't know until they're all together. And this was one of those experiences where every single performer just elevated everything that we did in the writer's room. And, you know, it becomes this cycle where we see how good they are. And so that pushes us and no, you know what I mean, to give them more to do, and then we kind of give them more to do, and then that they up their game. So I mean, it was a very special experience, very special, and that's why it's, you know, it's hard to
I know.
swallow that maybe it's over, frankly.
Well, I just won't give up, and I know a lot of people won't. But tell me, were you surprised, Dean, when you found out that ABC was not renewing the show?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't surprised because the truth is, when you do my particular job, and if you're creating shows for a network, I think it's like at this point 1 in 30 or something like that work. You know what I mean? So from a pure numbers standpoint, you know you're probably going to get to do one season of it if you're lucky, by the way. So and I think you always protect yourself against it. And you know, as Carlos said, the ratings weren't bulletproof ratings. You know, I mean, our numbers. The interesting story about the ratings is, you know, we're on in April, and we're on at 10 o'clock, and so historically what that will tell you is there's a certain amount of viewership you can get. And so I think when some of the cast talks about why it was difficult to be on at 10 o'clock or whatever, it's just, you know, if you're a fall show with a lot of promotion and you're on at 8 or 9, your chances of getting a bigger audience are just higher. You know what I mean? Regardless of, frankly, the quality of the show. Like, it's just, you're pulling from a bigger group of people. So,
Makes sense. Yeah.
you know, I think I knew our numbers weren't amazing. I took a lot of satisfaction and felt a lot of hope based on the fact that, you know, historically, a pilot loses 30% of its viewers in the second episode, and we lost basically none, like 0.4%. You know, and I thought those numbers gave us hope, you know, and told a story that potentially there was an audience out there that could find it.
Yes.
But I mean, I understand ABC's decision from a business standpoint, you know, like and especially COVID, you know, COVID's a factor, by the way, in terms of the economics of COVID. Yeah, I mean, like, all of these places are getting beaten up. You know, everyone I know, you know, the executives of companies are taking 25, 30% pay cuts. And I'm not saying, you know, that we should all cry everybody a river in the entertainment business. We're all very
It's
lucky.
the reality.
But
Yeah, it's the reality.
but it's you know, COVID worked against us ultimately, and it made it even, I think, harder for ABC. So I wasn't surprised, but, you know, I've done 3 TV shows, and this was the one that, I don't know, I just thought this was the one that was going to get a second season. I don't know how else to put it. I
get it.
You know,
you had that feeling. You had that gut feeling.
I mean, I love the other 2, but the network had kind of, on the other 2, communicated thanks, but not really a shot, including Bluff City Law, which was also this year. Whereas this one, you know, I know ABC wanted to bring it back in a lot of ways. They just didn't want to bring it back enough, I guess, or couldn't see a path.
Yeah, and I get it. And I'm curious too, when it comes to a second season, I know that you had some ideas already in development for the characters, because as we saw in the finale, it left us hanging. I mean, we saw, you know, Michelle's character, Vanessa, and Mateo, played by the incredible David Del Rio, you know, hooking up, and we're like, oh my God, we wanted more. So can you give us anything? Because those fans are watching from around the world, and they want to know, what can you give us to look forward to when the season 2 happens?
Well, sure. I mean, you know, one of the things that happens in order to get a season 2 is you actually go to the network and you kind of tell them what season 2 would be. So it's, you know, so you have a pretty good idea. And, you know, and for me and for the writers and the cast, I think the idea behind season 2, the theme in a way, if you will, was going to be, you know, we've obviously got Daniel and Noah, and they're at a very interesting point in a relationship. You know, they've made a commitment to be engaged, but they've never lived with each other. And I think everyone can probably relate to, there's a difference between the feeling of loving someone and then the actual day-to-day of living with someone. And have you had all those conversations? Have you had the kid conversation? Have you had the religion conversation? Have you know, it's like, so that story, I think, was at a very interesting, relatable place. That, you know, and the idea always with Daniel and Noah was, yes, we have the high concept that she is this famous person, and everyone on earth has always wondered what it would be like to end up in that. But their relationship has to be a relationship that every single audience member can relate to. Like, I've been through that moment.
Yeah, the real dynamics.
But but in the course of the first season, we ended up creating three. I mean, there were three other couples that the audience got to see. Right, they got to see Carlos and Lisa, right, as Mari and Rafael. They got to see Amy and Natalie, and they got to see Mateo and Vanessa, which was a relationship that developed faster than we had originally planned, just based on the fact that David Del Rio and Michelle had such great natural chemistry, and they were so funny together and so good together that what was originally going to take 2 seasons, I was like, we can't wait. So the idea in season 2 is every one of those couples is at a different crisis point, or I should say big moment in life, right? So you've got Amy and Natalie, that's first love. That's, you know, for Amy, it's senior year high school. You know what I mean? And everybody knows what it's like to be in love for the first time and be a senior in high school. Like, I think I don't have to say anything more there, right? Like, and then for Mari and Rafael, it's not giving anything away to say Daniel is not going to be living at home with them. And Mateo was going to be moving out because he was going to be enjoying some success in music. Maybe not the way people expect, but so they were confronting the empty nest, you know what I mean? And that phase, which is when you've been parents and such devoted parents for so long, brings up all sorts of interesting issues. So you really had, the idea for the season was 4 couples at 4 different places in their lives and love lives. And then the other big concept was Noah's a Garcia now. They haven't gotten married, but Noah is so in love with the idea of family that we wanted to see Noah Noah with Mari, Noah with Ralphie. We wanted to see Natalie working as one of Noah's interns. We wanted to see combinations that the audience didn't get to see in the first season because the cast is so dynamic.
Yes. And you know what also is cool? I'm watching some of the comments here while we're talking, Dean. Somebody's mentioning Natalie's storyline. The fact that, you know, she's a gay character and, you know, that was introduced into the show. Some people here are saying, thank you for the Natalie storyline. This show made me feel not so alone. Yeah. That's so powerful that people watching this show can relate on so many levels. And we're going to be speaking with Belissa in a little bit. But that storyline was so fun to watch. I loved the chemistry between the two.
Yeah, no, that was, I mean, what was interesting was we had made the decision early on to tell the idea of I'm a high schooler and my brother's dating the most famous woman in the world, right? Like, so there was sort of a John Hughes movie story for the Natalie character. And we had also decided we wanted to deal with her trying to figure out what her sexuality was. Like, but part of it was kismet. You know, we cast Madeline Sher to play Amy, and they had such great chemistry that it became so much fun to write for them. And one of the things, you know, we want to do, I mean, it's incredibly powerful to hear anytime your show has helped anyone feel a little bit better about getting through this thing we call life, because that's really kind of why we do it, right? We're sort of all trying to explore it. But one of the things I wanted to do was, I'd seen a lot of teenage love stories lately where they were emphasizing the sex and the drugs and the like things that are happening for teenagers, very real.
Right.
But I felt like I hadn't, you know, it's like people still fall in love and like it's still sweet sometimes and it's still heartwarming. And we made a conscious decision to do that with that story. And I mean, again, it's interesting, you know, we didn't set out to make a statement by making it a Latin family. We didn't set out to make a statement by telling the Natalie Amy love story the way we did. We just wanted to tell universal stories, and it just so happened that it resonated with people.
Mission accomplished on that one for sure.
Yes.
And before we, because I know I have, I'm speaking with Lisa today and I'm speaking with Belissa, so I'm excited to talk to them too. But the fans out there, you are the showrunner and the creator. They're wondering, can you give us any hint of conversations you've had with anybody? I know I don't want to jeopardize anything, but we're talking maybe Hulu, Netflix. You know, I know it's owned by NBC, but it was airing on ABC. What
Right.
can you give us?
Well, I mean, here's the interesting thing. So I might be the showrunner and I created the American version, but this part of the process, I'm actually not that involved in. This is
Okay.
really about the studio who makes the show. And to be clear, what that means is, they pay everybody, like it's their show.
Mm-hmm.
They talk directly with the streaming platforms, and
Okay.
it's like they go into the papal conclave, and I'm waiting outside
Just watching.
for the white smoke. Yeah, and I really, what I
Yeah,
can
I get
say, and I've said it at other places, stuff like the petition, the articles,
Mm-hmm.
people commenting on the articles, that that actually does potentially make a difference. I mean, I believe if we get a second season, it will be a direct result of that push, because that push
So cool.
does two things. It reminds people that there's a
A want.
reason other than entertainment to do this, and it reminds them that there is this audience out there. Because ultimately, as Carlos alluded to, we want to make whoever our partner is, we want to make them a lot of money. We want to make them happy that they put our show on, so they
The
put us
business.
on for
Yeah.
5 seasons. I mean,
Yeah.
success gives us the freedom to tell the stories we want to tell. So we want to do right by our partners, and that's why I understand the ABC of it all, and I'm just fingers are crossed. But I'm in the dark. All I know is stuff like this that you're doing, that petition. Give us a chance, and that's all we can ask for.
Well, we're doing everything we can, and I know the audience is as well.
Yeah.
Carlos mentioned real quick that he put the petition to sign to save Baker and the Beauty. It's in his story, and I know David Del Rio has it. Michelle Ventimiglia has it. They all have it. So
Yeah.
you can find it on change.org, and
Yeah.
definitely do it. Like Dean says, it really does make a difference. That's what people see. The networks see that, and the response is there. We just have to tune in and watch.
And everything that the public does is it's like another plank in the platform that but the studio can present to potential buyers. So for example, there's 130 something thousand signatures. That's amazing.
Yes.
If there's 150 or 60 or 70, then they also say, yes, there's interest, but look, it's still going. It's still, you guys would be amazed. We can use everything you do as another argument, and that's really what this becomes about.
Absolutely. And I know the count was out just about 140,000 already as of right before we went live. So, I mean, we're approaching 150, and I know we can do it. So I'm all about it. But Dean, I think you created something special. I know it's the American version, and I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me and all the fans out there, because they love hearing from you, because you are what kind of created all this in addition to the actors. So I appreciate that.
Of course. Listen, my pleasure. I could talk about this show and this cast for 5 hours if you wanted.
Me too. I know. But I think Lisa would be like, hey, where's my time?
Way more interesting to hear Lisa talk. No doubt about it.
No, but thank you, Dean. And I hope we can do this again. I can't wait to talk to you when we hear about season 2.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye, Dean. Have a good one, okay?
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, our little IG marathon continues. I'm loving this. I can literally do this all day. And I know they were reaching out to the different teams of the actors, and I was hoping I could get all of them. I can literally make it a 2-hour marathon. Why not? I know that some are traveling. I know Nat Kelly is traveling right now. David couldn't do it this time, but I'm so excited to have Carlos and Lisa and Belissa and talk to Dean as well. That's so special, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you for tuning in. I really enjoy doing this show. It's literally from my house. I'm sitting on the couch, and in fact, when I was talking to David Del Rio, he kept making fun. He's like, about on the couch. I'm on the couch, 2020. So if you haven't seen that interview, you can look up on my Instagram page and watch that. He cracked me up. We were talking about like Calle Ocho Man and how he got like paraphernalia that was like stickers that say MC Cubano, and it was fun. He's really fun. Okay, let me find Lisa. I think we're talking to Lisa first, and then Belissa. Oh, Belissa's on, but I don't see Lisa. Oh, I wonder if she forgot. Uh-oh, I don't see Lisa. Maybe she wants to be the last person. Carlos, I know you're watching. Maybe you can text Lisa and remind her about our live. We can wrap up with Lisa. That'd be fun. But I see Belissa is here. And so I'm going to, as I mentioned, we kind of, and I have my little notes. I like to keep, I was a reporter, as I mentioned, so I like to keep notes on things that, just some bullet points. So I'm going to bring Belissa in. And so Carlos, please help me and text Lisa and let her know. We'll grab her last. No problem. Okay. Belissa's coming in here, people. This is fun. And my kids are outside. I don't know where they are. Hey!
Hi!
Belissa, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. What a beautiful setting you have. The flowers, the
Cute.
colors.
My bedroom.
Oh, you're killing it. I love that. Oh my gosh. Where are the cats? I always have to ask you about your cats. Where are they at?
Right here.
Which one's that?
This one's Iago.
Iago. Oh, how
So
sweet.
cute.
Look how pretty the eyes are too. Wow.
I know. They love being in the interviews. They love it.
Oh, good. Well, hey, the more the merrier. That's always fun. Well, it is so much fun talking to you. And I know that when we did our IG Live months ago, it was your first IG Live. And now look at you. You're just
Yes. I know. I'm a pro at this now. I've got my little ring light set up.
Yeah. And we couldn't even talk about a lot of the show because I think when we spoke, it was episode 2. And so
I think so, yeah.
And so now that the whole season has wrapped, oh my gosh, I mean, what a breakout role for you. I mean, you've done some incredible projects in the past, but this one was just like watching your storyline meant so much to so many people. And can we talk about that dance scene? Somebody asked a question.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, whoa.
How
long did that take you to get ready for? That was awesome.
That dancing, oh my gosh. Well, the thing is that I was supposed to have I think 2 weeks of rehearsals for that dance scene, but I ended up having, I had a surgery right before. So I was out. And so I had 3 rehearsals, but the choreographer was amazing. And then, the day came. I was definitely really nervous. I think you can ask Victor and David. They had to come and be like, okay, you can do this. So I was like, guys, I don't know if I can do this.
Oh, you did some shimmies in there. It was so
got
good.
Into it.
We all watched it as a family. We watched it and we're like, oh my gosh. Your characters, you're adorable, of course, but your character is just really the cutest. But what was that?
She is. Natalie's so sweet. I love her.
She is so cute. Okay, so it says here, somebody said, Belissa, you need a TikTok.
Me?
Yeah, that's what somebody just said. Isn't that funny?
That's funny. So, I do have a TikTok. I just don't make any videos. I use it to like all the videos.
Yeah, exactly. You end up looking at everybody else's.
Exactly.
So, you're the youngest cast member on this show. And we talked about how everyone kind of embraced you. And when I've talked to Carlos and Lisa in the past, they really took you on kind of as a real life daughter. You guys were filming in Puerto Rico for 5-6 months and away from your family. And I know you're tight with your family. So that must have been really cool. But your character really tackled some tough situations that some people don't like to talk about. And one of them was your relationship. And when we last spoke, you talked about yourself coming out and how that helped you relate to Natalie coming out. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. My coming out wasn't as intense. It definitely wasn't as funny as Natalie's.
Right. I love that, yeah.
But there was still that kind of awkward feeling amongst the family, where it's just a surprise. And I think especially in Latino families, I've found, because I have a lot of gay Latino friends who also went through the coming out process, and some of them weren't as pretty, and I think what we all found was that beforehand, there was no discussion. There was no real discussion about sexuality or anything. It was kind of this taboo subject. And if anything, it was laughed at, you know? So I think that the show kind of did a good job of showing the modern version, because that was when I was, coming out. And although it's not too far away from, now, I think stuff has changed even more so for the better. And so I really like how they tackled that. And I love how it wasn't about between the parents. It wasn't about disowning or, there was hope for reconciliation, and you saw that, and you saw them reconcile. And I really loved that was shown.
It was, and during that shopping scene with Lisa's character Mari, when she took you shopping, there was an incident there, but it was really cool. I loved how she went off on that store clerk. It was so real. I mean, she's such like a real mom. I love it. But I feel that they really embraced her character. They didn't sensationalize it. It was just part of a regular storyline, and we loved your relationship, which I thought was great. And it is Pride Month, so I'm curious, how has the LGBTQ community reached out to you? Have they talked about your character and said thank you, or how's that been?
Yes, absolutely. They have been so amazing. I've gotten messages. I've done a few lives with other like queer actors, and they've been so positive about it, and everyone is just thankful that this story is being told. They really feel seen, and I just think it's such a positive way of telling the story, and I think that's so important, because it shows, for me, I think it shows the younger generation that there's nothing to be afraid of. It's not going to be this terrible event. Like, there will be, hope for a new life.
Oh yeah, totally. And I know you're seeing the comments as well. Somebody said, Natalie means so much to me as a Latina lesbian. Thank you, Belissa. Somebody else said, such a cute and deep storyline. Pride Month, I see there. You represent the Latin and LGBTQ community beautifully. I mean, these are people's real emotions. And so that leads me to say, I feel that this is why people are so supportive of this movement to get season 2 going, because there were so many, as Dean mentioned, so many characters had relationships that people watching could relate to. And so right now, that petition that all of you are circulating, as well as fans around the world, it's close to 140,000 people. So, obviously disappointment when you see of a show not being renewed, but how inspiring and how exciting to see where it will end up.
Yeah, absolutely. And, big shout out to Dana Pulcinelli, who created the petition.
Yeah.
But it's just been amazing. I don't think any of us expected it, any of the cast. And we all went through that grieving process of when we found the news out. And then see this just uproar of fans, like, just refusing to back down. It was so, it is so heartwarming, and it inspires hope. And I think we have a really good chance, I believe like the highest number of signatures on the petition for a show was 138, and we've already passed that. So. Oh
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just too much momentum behind this,
It really is. Yeah.
I'm feeling it myself. I know I'm feeling it. So, you're very young, and that's awesome. And I feel that I love watching that you're in support of so many different movements. Of course, right now, the world is really looking for diversity and equality. And, you stand firm in what you believe. Absolutely. Do you feel like we're making progress in general as a country?
I think it's a really hard question, because I think we are making progress as the people, us as people. But, the government, it's hard to make tactile change when, you have a corrupt government. So I think that's what we're all shooting for. But I have seen a change in the community. Like, there are people who are waking up and taking action. They're refusing to sit in silence. So that's really hopeful.
Yeah, and I've heard some people say it's not so much a challenging time, but an inspiring time, because you're seeing so many groups from so many different backgrounds coming together, and that's what it's all about. It's about the unity, which is beautiful to see. I have to, Dean just wrote something. He says, funny fact, I went to tell Belissa the bad news, and she had already heard and didn't take my call.
I did, because I was crying.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's on to you.
I know. I was so, like, I would look at my phone and it would hit me, and then I'd be like, oh. It was really? Like, for the first day. I'd say the first day was the hardest. Yeah. And so that's why I was like, I can't talk to anybody.
I know. I was annoyed. I was really annoyed, actually. And then my mom loves watching it, so I told my mom. She's like, oh no, she was so bummed. She's like, I watched that show every Monday night. I loved it. So all different demographics, different ages. It was just everything. Oh, annoying.
I know. And I'm really hoping that people are hearing us, you know, they're taking note of all the annoyance, all the annoyed fans.
Exactly. I want to see where your relationship goes. That's what I want to see.
Yes, me too. I really want like a love triangle. I want someone new to come into the mix from school.
Yeah.
And we're just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that fight scene made me laugh. Oh, that was so great.
Round 2 of that, Natalie gets another shot.
Literally, right? Another
we
shot.
get to see Natalie fight back.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. So before we wrap up, is there any particular episode, because we have so many fans watching from around the world, was there one particular episode that really stood out as your favorite?
Ooh. Let's see. Favorite to film was definitely 107 when I got to ditch school. But I think
that was fun. Yeah.
My favorite to watch was really, I think the quinceañera scene, the episode. I think it was just, there was so much family love. It felt so good. And it took me back to my quinceañera and prepping for it. It was so nostalgic. I really loved it.
Well, we loved watching it. It was so much fun to see. Yeah. And that scene with you and Michelle or Vanessa.
Oh my gosh, I loved being
in the dressing room.
Yes.
Oh, that was hilarious. And when I talked to when I talked to Michelle about that, she was like, that was the most embarrassing scene. I was like in my skivvies.
We were both like, and it was like the first scene we shot of the season in Puerto Rico, and we were both like, oh.
Hey, you know what? Just go all out and make it work.
We got through it together, and it turned out great. So.
Well, that was fun. Well, Belissa, it's always fun to talk to you. I hope we can do it again, and I appreciate you taking the time out just to chat.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully, we'll be doing this again with amazing news.
I know, and I will be reaching out to you when I hear that news.
Yes, absolutely. We have to celebrate. All
right, cool. Well, Lisa was the first person on my list to interview, and she's now the last one. I wonder if she forgot.
Lisa. She's probably still perfecting her hair.
Oh, I know, right?
Her makeup look.
Yeah, she's like, my ring light, it's not working. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Honestly.
We know. I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great talking to you. Enjoy your day today. Take care of those kitties.
I will. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Bye, Belissa.
Bye.
Okay. And the IG marathon continues. Okay, so we're waiting for Lisa Vidal. Is she there? Let me see. Let me look. I don't see her yet. I want to ask her about her dance moves too. Maybe we'll put on some music. Actually, where's my, what do I do with my, oh man, I don't know what I do with my iPad. Oh well, I was going to put on music, but I don't know what I did with it. I'm going to go grab it. So Lisa, are you there? I want to make sure that you are, I don't see you there. Wait, hold on guys. Let me get up real quick. I got to get my iPad because I want to make sure that I'm ready with some music in the event that she is around. Because I think it'd be fun to wrap up this whole thing with a little bit of music, and I can play like my favorite salsa song, which I'm not going to tell you what it is. We did play it at my wedding. It's a song, actually, my wife and I danced to a song by Rascal Flatts called Bless the Broken Road, but my mom and I danced to the song that I'm going to play when Lisa's on. That was my mom and my song, me and my mom's song. Oh, grammar, not so good. Anyways, we did a little salsa number to that. Okay, so, I don't know where Lisa is. Does anybody know where Lisa is? Carlos, were you able to contact Lisa there? I don't want to end this without talking to her because I think that'd be so fun. She's always so fun to talk to. Let me see here. Oh, she's here. Here's Lisa. Uh-oh. Here she is. We're bringing her in. Let's see, how much time do we have left? We're still good. We're still good.
Hi.
Hey, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I was completely unprepared for this. I actually had the wrong day. So I'm looking all like, I got my moño. I'm cooking.
You're funny. Oh, my gosh. You look great. Are you kidding? You don't need, see, this is the thing. You don't need any of that. That's the thing.
Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you.
No,
Hi, everybody.
it's true. You know what I love about you is that you keep it real. You always keep it real, and that's why people love you.
Aw, thank you, Marco. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So
I
we've
love
had so
our
much.
fans. Our fans rock.
Yeah, they do,
Seriously.
right?
Oh, Belissa's on here too?
Yeah, we talked.
Hi,
Well,
Belissa.
we
Huh?
talked to Belissa, Carlos, and Dean. Dean's watching as well.
Hi, Dean.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, my niece is on here. This is so exciting.
Yeah, I literally promoted it, and everybody was waiting, and so we're excited to have you. You're wrapping up our live. This has been like an IG live marathon with Baker and the Pity.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So let me ask you. I mean, obviously, you've been such a strong.
Hi, Dana. Oh my God, I gotta say hi to Dana.
Do
Dana,
it. Yeah.
Dana, the rock star, and then everybody else, rock star. She started it. She started the lead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she started that petition. And you know, the petition's already at just about 140,000 signatures. Doesn't that make your heart just feel so good?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Hi,
I mean,
babe. Can I do a little hallelujah dance? Woo!
well, hey,
I love
wait,
it.
while you do that, let me play some music because I want to see you dance anyway. We'll play it at the end. Because I love your moves anyways. Your salsa moves are awesome.
I love it. I got to do another salsa video soon. You know, I have to tell you, Marco, I am blown away. That is what my heart feels like right now. I'm blown away by our fans. I'm in love with each and every one of them because I have never seen a fan base like this.
I know.
And I've been part of a lot of different projects, and I just have to say that the effort that they have put behind this is extraordinary, and the commitment is extraordinary. And so I applaud them because they started it, and my goodness, we are forever grateful for them. And so they're each in my heart. They're each in my heart.
And we can feel that. We can really feel that. And watching you talk to all of your friends in the business. I mean, we're talking Eva Longoria. I mean, you name it. Everybody. Alex Meneses and Rosalind Sanchez. And all of those interviews, you could tell they genuinely love the show, but they really love you as a person.
I feel grateful and blessed to have these beautiful friendships. These are women I admire. That I support and that I've known for so very long. We've been in this dang business forever, just fighting the good fight. Grateful to be working, grateful to have opportunities, and just really all of us fighting for real change, and just standing up for ourselves and diversity and having a voice. And I think that, thank God, we've all had enough experience to understand what it feels like and how important it is that we support and show up for each other,
Yeah. Yes. And, people are writing, I want season 2, 3, 4, and 5. And, somebody.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me
you too, right? You too. And somebody said, this show is amazing. We need to pick it up. And Lisa, you are a natural beauty. See, I think people, the makeup's great and the hair, but when you look this good, just natural, that's great.
Thank you guys. I like to be done. I like to have my done, but that's all right. That's all right.
Wait, it was funny because
when
we were I was wrapping up with Belissa, I was like, I don't think Lisa's on. And then I'm like, hey, Carlos, Dean, can you text Lisa and ask her to join?
Oh my God. You know what? I got an email saying Thursday. I think maybe my manager's office sent me the email. I think maybe it was another interview that I'm supposed to do, but obviously, thank God Carlos and Dean were like, where are you? They're looking for you.
Yeah.
Hi, Rosie. I got to say hi. I got to give Rosie a shout out. She runs my fan page. She is such a beautiful girl. She's amazing. She's creative. She's talented. She's smart. I love you, Rosie. God bless you. And I love your funny family videos that you share with me. I just love them. Had to give my girl a shout out.
Yeah, and I love too how you are so responsive to your fans and to people who write you. Like you actually take the time, and it shows that you care because I know you do.
I do. I love it. They deserve that respect. That's the least I could do. I mean, I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for them. So kudos to them. I have huge respect for them and love.
That is so cool. Well, you know what? IG Live is going to cut us off in about a minute. So this is the song. Okay, listen. Hey, I danced to this song at my wedding. I'm moving this back. We got to dance. I want to see you dance.
Okay, I'm gonna dance too. Espérate.
Can we see you dancing?
You see me dancing? Do you see me dancing?
Let's see you dancing. Come on, here we go. There you go. All
There
right.
you go, Marco. Go ahead. I love it. Oh wait, I'm giving this one to you, brother. I'm giving this one to you. You just pulling it together.
Well, I want to dance with you next time. That'd be fun. Well, this is so fun, and now I'm out of breath, but good times.
Best exercise ever.
Oh, that was so fun. I love watching all your dancing in the kitchen, too, when you're dancing. And I was talking to Carlos before it wraps. The chemistry you guys had on the show was epic.
Oh, my God. I love him. I adore him. I love working with him. We have fun together. We laugh together.
Yeah.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Yep.
He is just such a wonderful partner. I feel blessed. All of them. I love Belissa, David Del Rio, Victor Rasuk, Michelle Ventimiglia, Dan Bukaczynski.
Everybody.
I love everybody. I mean,
well,
did I leave anything out? Please forgive me. I mean, I hope not. I just love this cast. I love Dean. I love the writers. I love our crew. I love the producers. Like, it's magic. And, you don't, it doesn't happen.
It's going to cut us off in 5 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye, everybody.
Hey, you guys. Marco Gonzalez back with you. Sorry about that. Gosh, Instagram Live just literally cuts you off right at the hour mark. So I was so bummed. I was talking to Lisa, but I'm so glad that she ended up, joining us before we were cut off there. I appreciate all of you for watching, and it was great to see all your questions. I hope you enjoyed hearing from all the different cast members that we had a chance to talk to, as well as to Dean Georgaris, the creator and showrunner for the show. It's really important that you guys go on to change.org and sign that petition and, let the networks know that this is a show that we believe in and that we want to see on TV or, on Netflix or wherever it gets picked up at. So it's really important to get our voices out there. But the dancing thing, I'm like, what was I thinking? I think it was just the music. I got into it and the phone fell down. It was a mess, but it's okay as long as it was fun. Thank you. Somebody said thank you for doing this. We enjoyed it. Oh, good. Well, that's the whole point. Sometimes, I look like, but I do it for you guys to watch. So that's always fun. My kids are in here. They came in. They're like, we can't be in here anymore. And outside, here's Charlie. You can say hi to Charlie. Here's Charlie.
Hi.
Say hi, Charlie. Okay. There's another one's in there somewhere. They were outside and they're like, it's so hot. Can we come inside? I'm like, okay, fine. We're done. Anyways, thank you as always for watching. I'm Marco Gonzalez, and I'll see you next time right here on the couch. Take care.